Good morning, everybody. It's Molly at So-and-so's Place. How are you today? All right, I want to share this cute little bunny rabbit with you. I know it doesn't look like anything right now, but I'm going to post this on my website, soandsosplace.com, as a file that y'all can download. And what I've been doing is I've been playing with these little charm packs. Now, you know, in the past couple weeks, I've been showing you things you can do with the 5-inch squares. And we've got quite a few of these here at the shop, and they're on the website, soandsosplace.com. And now I want to show you something you can do with the little 2.5-inch squares, and these are called mini charms. You know, it's just tickles me, the names that they come up with. So what I've done is I've taken and made two little color swatches, I guess, out of them, because I looked at them and I'm like, okay, what am I going to do with them? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew these together front to back. I'm going to match up all the way around, and I'm going to pin those together first because I don't want them shifting while I'm sewing. Right? So let me flip it around, because honestly I really don't care what this bunny, you know, which color goes where with this bunny, but I do want my seams to interlock so that he's not totally cattywampus. And I did use a 1/4-inch seam all the way around. So you know that when you press your seams, when you're doing this, if you press to the light or to the dark, just be consistent. Normally with quilting, you know, we press to the dark. Then if you go and you nestle your seams together and then you pin it, then you'll get a nice result, and everything will lock and it'll align like I've got it aligned here. You see how all my junctions are nice and neat? I'm not off. Okay, so I'm going to get this pinned all the way around, and then I'm going to lay my pattern on it. And I just thought this was the cutest thing. You can do this on, I've laid out here some of the 10-inch layer cakes. You could put 2 layer cakes together and do this, and just knock these out as cute little Easter basket fillers. You could do it with the 5-inch squares, but I just saw these and I thought, you know what, that's a cute idea for something to do for Easter. We've got cute little cats sitting all over the shop that we've done with fat quarters. All right. Hang on here. Now, I'm going to lay my pattern right on top. Let me find a spot here where I can, this is a little difficult to maneuver. I really do wish I had one of those overhead cameras for y'all. Mark, can you help me out here and maneuver this iPad around? Oh, looky there. There we go. Whee! Okay. Let's see. Where do I want his nose? Okay. I like him right there. All right. So I'm going to put just a few pins in him to hold him down so that I can stitch him. And when I'm stitching this, I'm just going to pick a spot that I think will be appropriate for stuffing. And I'm going to probably do that down here around his belly. Nicholas used to say, Bake me a pie so I can put it in my belly. That was my son Nicholas. He was quite the little comedian. Loved it when I baked him apple pie. Now you know this is not the neatest pinning in the world, but they're going to come out as I sew. Okay. And I'm going to leave open for stuffing right around here. Okay. Now I'm not going to be sewing over this paper. I'm going to sew on the outside of it. And these pins on the outside are going to come out. All right, I have my stitch length at, for those of you who are curious, my stitch length is 2.2 because I am going to stuff it kind of full. When I get to it, I'm just going to use a regular polyester fiber fill stuffing that you get at the big box store. This is not my regular machine, so the pedal doesn't go down by itself. And I do not have my Martelli foot pad down here, so my pedal tends to disappear on me. Needle down. If you've got that on your machine, use it. It's handy. Back stitch at the beginning. There we go. So I'm going around the curves. Now sometimes when you get to these deeper curves, it's really helpful to use that needle down option and lift your presser foot so that you don't get a kink in your fabric. Make sure that those pressed down areas, those seams where your fabric pieces come together, stays down. And I'm going to leave a little gap up here at the top of his head to put his ears in. And I'll show you the ears in just a minute. I've already put one of them together. And let me tell you, those little ears are fiddly to sew. Coming around his nose. Pin. Okay, now right up here is the back of his little head. And right here, I'm gonna back stitch just a little bit. And I'm gonna leave about a 1-inch gap. And I'm gonna jump right over here, and I'm gonna put my presser foot down again. Needle down, back stitch again. Okay, now it's tight right here at the back of the neck, so you want to take 2 or 3 stitches right there. Get that curve nice and neat. Ease on around the back. Oh, and for his little bunny tail, my girlfriend Vivian brought me some pom-poms. She said, since he's going to be multicolored, I brought you multicolored pom-poms. Okay, now right here is where we started. So we're going to leave about a 2-inch gap for turning. And so right there, we will back stitch. There we go. Reinforce that opening. Cut our thread tails. Remove our pattern. Caught it in a couple places, won't hurt a thing. Come off there. Okay. Now, where we left the opening, right up here at the top of the head, this is where we're going to put in the ears. Now I've already got one little ear done, and I used some of the leftover little pieces that I had. You can see where I cut out the ear here. So he's going to be multicolored, just like the rest of his body. And you can see I've got an ear pieced here, pinned there, okay? And I want this ear to be a little bit fatter than the last one because they're kind of fiddly to turn. So I'm going to cut right outside the lines on that one. Listen, this does not have to be perfect, y'all. This is just going to be a sweet little lovey that some youngun's going to drag all over creation. Probably get covered in chocolate. Of course, if they're sharing the chocolate with you, that makes it all the sweeter. I'm going to reduce my stitch length on this one just a bit because it is pretty tight. Back stitch at the beginning. I'll tell you what I'll do before I put this on the website for you. I will mark on the bunny where to put the ears, and you know, you can put your ears wherever you want to. It's going to be your bunny. But I will also mark a suggested opening place on there. And so hopefully that'll help in case you have any questions on that. Okay, I'm doing a very narrow seam allowance on this. Now when I turned that first ear, I needed to use a set of tweezers because that's a little bit tricky. All right, trimming the thread tails. I'm going to cut the tip off, all right, to but not through the threads. I'm clipping the curve just a little bit, to but not through the threads. Yes, I did that on the other one. I'm reaching up into the opening with my tweezers. Now I sat here and Mark kind of heard me get a little bit aggravated, so this ear is a little bit aggravating, but it's cute when it's done. That's why I made this one a little bit bigger. At home I've got some flat tipped tweezers. I don't have those here. So if you get aggravated, just hang in there. You know, I've said before, there's a lot of fiddling in sewing. Fiddly bits, isn't that what I've called them before? He's sitting over there being really quiet. Come on, come on. Yes, yes, yes. Cuticle stick, because my regular turner is not big enough. By George, I think she's got it. All right. There we go. We have an ear. And I'm being very gentle, y'all. Y'all just don't know. I'm twisting and pushing and sliding this down the sides very gently. All right, so these two ears are going to go overlap just like this. And I'm going to slide them right inside the opening of my little bunny rabbit's head. Okay? And I'm just going to push them right down in there. Now I'm going to aim them towards the front of his head, right down here. And when I do that, when I open it back up, they're going to come back this way. Let me give you this visual. I'm going to aim them towards the front of his head so that when I open it up, they come back up and they sit this way. Okay, so if I aim them this way, when I open it up, they're going to come back this way. I hope that's helpful. All right, so we got one bunny rabbit ear this way, and we got one bunny rabbit ear this way, and I'm sitting them in the pocket, and I'll pick this up and show it to you. All right, so this is what it looks like inside my pocket. I have them sitting one on top of the other. I'm going to close up that pocket, and now I'm going to stitch it. So I'm going right back, and I can see where point A and point B is, and if I want to, I can sit my pattern right back on top of it so that I keep that pretty curve line that I had on my bunny rabbit's head a few minutes ago. Oh, there's my pins, duh, snake bit. Just like that. All right. So I'm going to line this right back up, just like it was. Hold my thread so I don't get a knot. Oh golly, I think I'm getting blinder the older I get. There's a reflection. Alrighty, there we go. We have gone all the way around. We'll cut off those thread tails, get them out of the way, cut off that little bit where I had left that opening earlier. So now all my thread tails are gone. All my thread tails here. Now I'm going to trim up my rabbit. All right, so I'm going to cut this about 1/4 inch all the way around. Pull off that little bit of paper pattern. If you want to, you can use pinking shears for this. That's all right. I'm going about 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch away from my seam line. I would normally do this right flat on the table, but I want y'all to be able to see what I'm doing. Now right here at my opening, I'm going to leave this just a little bit wider so that I leave myself room to turn. So here's my opening right here. Okay. Now, I hope you've heard of clipping curves. I'm going to go right in here and I'm going to clip these curves to but not through. And what that does is it helps relieve stress on the seams. Do you see that? So when we go back in and we stuff this bunny, the curves sit nice. So everywhere you've got a curve inside and out, you just clip it to but not through. So just a quick clip. Of course, if you were making a garment, you would be a little bit neater. This is a bunny rabbit, We're not reinventing the wheel here. See here? It's releasing stress on that seam. So we can stuff this little guy. All right, let's give him a turn. Hop. Mark, I think he's going to be cute. You're smiling. Mark's smiling over there. Looky, looky. Now just imagine if you put one or two of these in some Easter baskets for somebody that you love this year, even as a new baby gift or just something to have around the house. I'm going to go back in and I'm going to release this front curve right here a little bit more with some clipping. I'm going to sew him up and stick a little pom-pom on his little behind, and voila, we have an Easter bunny. All right, I'm going to share this on soandsosplace.com website page, and I'll post the video on the Facebook page. Y'all have a wonderful day and come visit us soon. Molly educates. Molly at soandsosplace.com, soandsosplace.com, on Facebook, on Instagram. Love y'all, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.